Hi, it's Valerie, and welcome to the Connection Coach Tune-Up. Today I wanted to speak about what happens when we experience disconnection with ourselves. And I truly believe that next to spirit, that's the most important connection that we have. And when that starts to go, then life really can take a turn. And so what happens is when we experience chaos in life and overwhelm in life, right? And that happens. Life moves really quickly, and it will only continue to move more quickly, and information is coming through faster, and our to-do list is only getting longer, is that it can really manifest in a few different ways. For some people, it manifests as they check out of life. Other people, it manifests as an irritability and aggressiveness. And for me, it manifests in self-criticism and judgment. And so I'm just going to tell you a quick story, because I love to tell stories, on how it manifested for me and how I maneuvered and navigated my way through it. So for many of you, as many of you know, I launched my site, and I also am the event consultant for Steamboat Movement Fest, and we just had our first year. And so the month of July was pretty chaotic for me. There was a lot going on. And so as this intensity kept building and I had more on my to-do list, I realized that I didn't actually realize until after the fact that I wasn't using the tools in my toolbox. I was not diving deep into those, and I was really paying a price. And how that was manifesting was massive self-criticism, just beating the shit out of myself, and just an internal dialogue that was so negative and so mean. And ultimately what it did is I started to pull back and pull away from the people that are most important to me. And then in turn started judging them, right? Because I just started projecting out because I was being so mean, and then projecting out, and then it was this vicious cycle of, oh, like, I can't believe that, and who would want to be around me anyway? So it was this entire story that was happening, and it created my reality. And so what happened is that through my own coaching and getting coached, and through different people that were coming to my life offering me messages, I started to realize these important things that are so big for me and I've utilized for years that I just wasn't doing. And one of them was, I call it hitting the pause button. I wasn't allowing for space in my life and time for me, to connect with my spirit and the things that are most important for me, like taking walks in the woods by myself in silence and connecting with the beauty in nature and seeing the nature and other things and other people and in myself. I wasn't allowing time for that. And time for space and silence. You know, I love to learn and grow, and I was just bringing in, no time to assimilate. And then on top of that, a huge piece is compassion, and I wasn't offering myself any compassion because the coach in me was coming out. You should know better. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. I was cracking the whip instead of just going, you know what, Valerie? It's hard right now. It's tough. You're sad. You're fearful. You're this. You're that. Just allowing myself to reflect the feelings that I was feeling, and I wasn't getting any of that. And then the last thing is, I'm a huge advocate for self-talk, positive self-talk, and it was just non-existent. I was not being kind to myself. The negative dialogue that was happening internally and externally toward myself was so cruel. And so I just realized, I was like, no, wait, hold on a second. This is a non-negotiable for me. You know, every time I pass a mirror, you say something kind to yourself, because I realized that there's a price, a massive price that I pay. And then ultimately, right, like attracts like energy. If I don't continue to practice these things, then that's the kind of stuff that's going to continue to come back into my life. And I want to have an extraordinary life, and live an extraordinary life, and live a high vibrational frequency. And that means that that's important to create that space and time for me. And that takes discipline. It really does. It takes discipline and time to say, you know what, no, this is a non-negotiable. I'm way too important. And I know that when I do that, when I treat myself with that kindness, that's a kindness that that's going to exude out in the world, and I can actually serve better. So for some of you, self-love, it's like no big deal. You got this in this lifetime. For others of you, this is challenging for you. So you're not alone. And if you need support, reach out. Valerie at valeriedambrosio.com. I would love to hear from you, and we can do a 15-minute consult to see if coaching is for you. Or I offer something called Breakthrough to Power and Freedom. It's a 2-day immersion. It's happening September 19th and 20th in Colorado, and it's going to be a fantastic opportunity to dive deep for 2 days around these kind of connections to really support you in creating the connections you crave. Or you can go ahead and take the deep dive and come and join us for 10 days in India and really experience this incredible land that really allows you to soften into you in a way that maybe you never have in your entire life. So I look forward to hearing from you. Definitely reach out. And as always, expect great things.